Quick analysis is one of Excel's most overlooked features, but it can save a huge amount of time. In this video, David will show you how to use Excel's quick analysis tool to instantly explore totals, formatting, and charts without building anything from scratch.
Today's tip is all about the quick analysis button. So I've got the practice file open, the quick analysis, and I'm on the QA sheet. And what I've got here is the usual regions in column A and the 12 months of the year in columns B to M. What I'd like to do is just demonstrate the quick analysis button. For quite a while now, Excel has had the ability to format and add information into a set of data like this, literally by just clicking. So what I'm going to do first of all is click in any cell in the data. And if you've got a numeric keypad on your keyboard, you can use Control and the asterisk. If you don't have a numeric keypad, then you can use Shift, Control, and number 8. So that's the same thing as the Control key and the asterisk. Once you've selected your data, you've got this quick analysis button here. Okay, bottom right, quick analysis. If it doesn't show up, you can see that there's a keyboard shortcut, Control and Q. If I click that, then you'll see we have a wealth of options available. So at the moment we're on the formatting tab. If we click on charts, we can insert charts literally just by clicking. If we've got totals, we can add sums, and we can add sums to the end. We've got tables. If we wanted to turn this into a table or a pivot table, simply just by hovering over and then clicking the option you want. And we've got spark lines at the end, and that's what I'm going to start with. If you're not sure about spark lines, they're miniature graphs that fit in a single cell. I'm going to use the column spark line. One click and there are my spark lines now added. Now when you've got spark lines, they're a little bit difficult to see because they're so small, but they're very good at giving you a comparison. They're also very good at suggesting trends in the data. But in order to see them a little bit better, I'm going to widen column N just by clicking and dragging the border between those two columns, N and O. That makes them a little bit wider. I'm also going to increase the row height, and a quick way of doing that is just to select all the row numbers and then hover over one of the borders, and if you click and drag, you'll then expand them all. So there we are. We've now got our spark lines. You can format these in any way you want, just simply by going up to the Sparkline tab, and I'm going to add the high point in my spark lines here, just so that we can see where the high point is in each range. So that's the first tip. The second tip is I'm just going to highlight the data again. This time I'll just drag across it. I'd like to now see the top 10. So I'm going to go to the formatting button and then top 10. That will highlight the top 10 values in this range of data for me. If you don't like the format, and I don't because this is red with a dark red text fill, I'm going to go up to the conditional formatting button and then down to manage rules. There's the rule that we've just applied. If I want to, I can edit that rule and I can choose to click the format button here. I want this to be green, so I'll choose a pale green fill color, and then I want the font to be black. I'll say OK, OK again, and OK for the third time, and that now formats those cells that represent the top 10% in pale green. But we're not finished yet. We can do a lot more with this. So the third thing I'm going to do, once again, just clicking in the data, Control and the asterisk button, click on that quick analysis button, and I'm going to add a chart. So I'll click on my chart. I'm just going to put a clustered column chart on here. So there it is. There's my clustered column chart. I'll push that over to the end, just so that we've got a little bit of room. At the moment, it's plotted on the months. If you don't want that, if you want the regions, very easy to change. Just go up to Switch Row and Columns. And while we're at it, I'm going to get rid of the title because that takes up too much room unnecessarily. So I'll uncheck that. And I don't want the grid lines either, so I'll uncheck those as well. And there we are. In a couple of clicks, we now have a much more modern looking chart. Of course, if you wanted to, you can change the look of that by going up to the gallery and choosing one of the other options here, which might suit you better. There are more available. I quite like that one, so I'm going to choose that. And once again, I'm just going to remove those grid lines. Okay, so there we are. We've now inserted a chart, we've inserted spark lines, we'd identified our top 10%, and the final thing I'd like to do by clicking the Quick Analysis button is add totals, and I'll add the sum total to the bottom of my sheet. So there we are. Without a formula, without any knowledge of Excel, I've just added top 10%, a chart, spark lines and totals simply by using that very, very useful Quick Analysis button.
So, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel. We have lots more Microsoft 365 tutorials on udemy.com, and you'll find a discount link in the description specially for YouTube viewers. So, I'll see you on the next tutorial. Bye for now.